G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and how the bee hell are ya? With bees in dangerous decline around the world, how are crops going to be pollinated in the future? This is a major concern for scientists and farmers, because if honeybees die out, humans might starve. Whilst honeybees have been declining year after year since the 1940s, a certain bee here in Australia has been growing in numbers, the Australian native stingless bee. Because this bee doesn't sting, it's totally safe to keep around kids and pets, so they're perfect for the backyard, and due to the awesome job it does pollinating fruit and vegetables, there has been a boom in native beehive keeping around Australia. We've been keeping these harmless little fellas now on our property for several years, and it's a big reason why we're able to grow a ton of fruit and veg, because they pollinate our plants, our fruit trees, our vegetables, and it's a really great relationship we have. So the question is, why did we get rid of all our native beehives? Well, we did keep one hive, but before I show you what happened to that, let me explain why the rest are gone. Firstly, the hives weren't ours anyway. They belong to my uncle, who grows native beehives as a hobby and to sell. And after 4 years, he decided to relocate his hives closer to where he lives rather than an hour up the road on our acreage. Secondly, as you can see, due to the recent rainfall we've had here over the past 18 months, it's become really swampy and boggy down the back here and hard to work with and check the hives regularly. So we decided to make a big bee move, and this is how we did it. It's like the Kokoda Trail. Oh. And just like that, the bees were gone. But we did keep one. My uncle generously left us one of the best performing hives, and this one hive will be enough to service our property. However, it wasn't as easy as simply moving the beehive to the new location, because if we suddenly did that, the bees would get lost or disorientated and the whole colony could die. Therefore, we waited for the foraging bees to come back to the hive, and my uncle sealed the hive entrance with a fine mesh. Then I could move the hive without any of the bees escaping. They then stayed in their solitary bee confinement. Sorry, that was a really terrible dad joke. And 7 days later, I repositioned the hive near our vegetable garden and set them free. you can see how happy they are just a day after being released. They're swarming out, establishing their new location, finding out where they are, putting out spy bees or scout bees looking for new locations to find more food, and hopefully they'll just be hitting the vegetable garden and our fruit trees constantly. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Hopefully they can remain here for many years to come. Some natural native beehives are known to be decades old. I know a hive at my childhood home is still going, and it would be at least 30 years old. These bees will pollinate our self-sufficient property, the vegetable garden, the orchard, and that's why I always let some of our crops go to seed, not just so that we can collect the seeds to grow more plants, but so the bees can harvest the pollen for food. Yes, we're lucky here in Australia to have an alternative bee to the honeybee that helps with pollination. Although I must point out, there are literally thousands of other native bees all around the world. Some are stingless and some sting. Some live in colonies like these, and others are solitary. They live on their own. Many of these species can be encouraged to your own garden through various means, and I encourage you to research your native bees and help them to thrive also. Because if the honey bees go, we might need these guys more than they need us. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If you did, make sure you subscribe and also give us a big thumbs up. A bee thumbs up. Look at them swarming around me, isn't it fantastic? I'm also on Patreon. If you want to support me there, visit my website, selfsufficientme.com. Bye for now. Go into the veggie garden. There you go.